There is a time to admire the grace and persuasive power of an influential idea, and there is a time to fear its hold over us. The time to worry is when the idea is so widely shared that we no longer even notice it, when it is so deeply rooted that it feels to us like plain common sense. At the point when objections are not answered anymore because they are no longer even raised, we are not in control. We do not have the idea. It has us. This book is about an idea that has attained just such a status in our society. The idea is that the best way to get something done is to provide a reward to people when they act the way we want them to. Scholars have debated the meaning and traced the development of the intellectual tradition known as behaviorism. What interests me, though, is the popular or pop incarnation of this doctrine, the version that lives in our collective consciousness and affects what we do every day. The core of pop behaviorism is, do this and you'll get that. The wisdom of this technique is very rarely held up for inspection. All that is open to question is what exactly people will receive, and under what circumstances it will be promised and delivered. We take for granted that this is the logical way to raise children, teach students, and manage employees. We promise bubble gum to a 5-year-old if he keeps quiet in the supermarket. We dangle an A before a teenager to get her to study harder. We hold out the possibility of a Hawaiian vacation for a salesman who sells enough of the company's product. It will not take more than a few paragraphs to make the case that we are deeply committed to this way of thinking and behaving. But my aim is considerably more ambitious. I want to argue that there is something profoundly wrong-headed about this doctrine, that its assumptions are misleading, and the practices it generates are both intrinsically objectionable and counterproductive. This last contention in particular, that from a purely pragmatic point of view, pop behaviorism usually fails to produce the consequences we intended, takes up most of this book. To offer such an indictment is not to suggest that there is something wrong with most of the things that are used as rewards. It's not bubble gum itself that's the problem, nor money, nor love and attention. The rewards themselves are in some cases innocuous, and in other cases indispensable. What concerns me is the practice of using these things as rewards. To take what people want or need and offer it on a contingent basis in order to control how they act, this is where the trouble lies. Our attention is properly focused, in other words, not on that, the thing desired, but on the requirement that one must do this in order to get that.